Hi folks, thanks for coming along with me and Stuart this afternoon. We've been given what I think are going to be the last few days of sunshine as we're now at the back end of summer, so we thought that would be a perfect opportunity to have a look at the Fiesta ST. So we're now up to episode 5 of the Mint Modified series, and in light of the Mark 8 Fiesta ST coming out only a few months ago, in our pursuit of good food and driving roads, we thought we'd have a look at the Mark 7 now that these are beginning to look really attractive on the second-hand market. So what year of make is the car and how long have you had it?
It's 2016, so it's Mark 7.
Yeah.
It's a 1.6 turbo. It's got 182 brake horsepower, and if I remember correctly, it's just something like 200 brake horsepower on overboost. Initially, when you first put your foot down, like now,
yeah,
you're doing about 200 brake horsepower just for a few moments.
Sure, okay.
What I can say honestly is that there is an abundance of torque. That's one of the most fun things about this car.
Yeah. And it pulls away really nicely, doesn't it?
It does, it does. And I'll tell you what, I get more excitement out of just pulling away at rapid paces than I do by trying to get the top end out of it.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Likes to be thrown around. I mean, we're on some fairly narrow little country lanes at the moment in Suffolk, and that's the main part of it. It's not about trying to get it to the top end.
No.
It's about throwing it around, putting your foot down.
Sure.
There's a system on the steering called torque vectoring. So when you're going around a bend at reasonable speed and you're powering down, the brakes are applied very subtly to that side, if I remember correctly, to pull you through the corner.
Wow.
And the end result is it makes you actually think that you're a lot better driver than what you really are.
So how long have you had the car?
I've had the car for about a year and a half now. It was from TC Harrison Ford in Huntingdon. I was the second owner. It was a Ford owned car, so one of the things that I was really lucky to have is a couple of optional extras. So on the doors, as you get out, there's a fibre optic ST badge that lights up. There's a nice red light that shines down on the console here. There's red lights in the door. There's a red strip. Just nice little touches that actually makes a Fiesta, if it's possible, look a little bit classy.
Awesome. These are quite a reasonable price on the second-hand market. What are the negatives of ownership that people should think about?
Not massive negatives, but little niggles.
Yeah.
So the noise that you hear in the cockpit is a little bit fake.
Okay.
On the Fiesta ST, you've got a device in the engine bay called a sound symposer, which is a mechanical device, and basically it takes the best noise from the air filter, I think, and then broadcasts in the cabin, so you get a nice raspy note.
Yeah, I think they're more common. Now we're going to sort of low displacement, quick spooling turbos. Kind of inherent in that is less of the engine noise.
Exactly.
So they've got to kind of enhance it either through playing it through the speakers or through a symposer, as you say.
That's right, and that's because it's mechanical. For me, that's not so much of a problem. I think when he's got synthesized noise through his speakers,
yeah, like BMWs and Mercedes now.
That's naughty.
And
I
then,
think
because you then hear some of the M performance cars, you hear them outside, and they're not that impressive.
That's it.
They don't kind of scream the the heritage and the excitement that we associate with those M cars.
It's quite sad, really.
Yeah. Some of the sort of slightly quicker roads, composure on the road seems really good. How do you find things like the suspension and the handling characteristics of the car?
The suspension is a little bit firm, but again, I'm talking purely about personal preference. I do prefer that because I can feel exactly what the car's doing.
Yeah, it gives you more feedback.
It does give you a lot more feedback. It's electronic steering, and some people say that would give a car a fairly numb feeling. No, I can tell exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
When you want to corner, it is very much a simple case of you point the car and it'll follow that corner.
Yeah.
And it won't deviate from that.
No, it seems to stick really nicely in the twisties as well.
It does, that's right.
So Quick Shift TV recently had a look at the ST24, and the one question I really wanted to ask was, what was it like to live as an everyday kind of daily driver? How have you found the Fiesta ST?
This is absolutely spot on for everyday use. This is my entry into the fast Ford world. I've been a secret admirer of fast Fords for a number of years.
Yeah.
I left it 22 years before I got my first one.
Yeah.
Obviously the other options would have been Focus ST. I didn't go for that because it's quite a thirsty car.
Okay.
This everyday driving, I get 42.5 miles to the gallon.
Yeah.
Most of the time, which is pretty respectable.
Yeah, yeah.
Considering the type of car it is, and it really is best for everything.
Yeah.
It's, if you want to drive it sensibly like I am right now,
Right.
it's just an ordinary car.
Yeah.
It's not particularly loud and raucous when you're driving at low speeds. And then, of course, when you want to be a bit of a hooligan, it's a laugh a minute.
Sure, absolutely.
Practicality, it's got plenty of space for everything that I need, so I go camping quite a lot and I can get all of my stuff in here, no problem.
Yeah.
The seats fold down nicely, and the boot's a reasonable size.
I think the boot is a good space, and you've got enough room in the back to kind of reasonably have two passengers in there.
Don't travel in the back very often, but
Not when you're driving.
not when I drive. But when I have been in the back, I actually think, for me personally, I think it's quite a comfortable ride.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, this is an ST2.
Right.
There were, at least at the time, I'm not sure what they're doing with the Mark 8, but at the time there were 3 trim levels, ST1, 2 and 3. The ST1 is actually rarer than the 2 and 3 because people just wanted to go up one level, as it will make sense in a second.
Yeah.
The ST1 didn't have tinted windows, if I remember correctly, and it had totally cloth seats, albeit still Recaro.
Yeah.
The main difference with this is it's got a slightly better Sony stereo, like in the ST1.
Yeah.
It's got part leather Recaro seats. These ones are heated.
Okay.
Then the 3, main difference with that is that you have a integrated infotainment system, if I remember correctly, climate control, whereas this is just fairly standard twisty dial heating. So for me personally, the ST2 made perfect lot of sense.
So the Recaro seem to hug really nicely and kind of hold you in position. How have you found them?
I absolutely adore them. Best comparison that I can use is these are very much like sitting in granny's armchairs.
Okay.
I think there's a perfect balance between comfort and performance.
Yeah, absolutely. Right then folks, we are almost out of time this afternoon. Massive thanks to those that have already subscribed. Please check out our next video where we are having a look at a modified Golf R32. Massive thanks to Stuart for giving us an owner's insight into the Fiesta ST. I've really enjoyed making today's video. Until next time, thank you very much.
Cheers folks.